We are in the month of May, and I'm here to share everything that I made in the month of April and also share what my May sewing plans are. April was such a good sewing month. I got quite a bit done, and I'm actually happy with most of what it is I made. And I'm just going to jump straight into it with what I'm wearing right now. So we're starting with the dresses that I made. So what I'm wearing right now is a tricot cotton that I bought from Dressing Stuffing last year. And if you remember in my April Makes videos, I mentioned that um, I really wanted to get this made because I don't like working with the fabric. There's nothing wrong with it. It's soft, it's beautiful, but when you cut it, it rolls, and that stresses me out when it comes to sewing. So I just wanted to get it made, otherwise it was going to languish in my stash. And I just wanted a simple jersey knit dress, which is what I did. I love the design detail. It was really nice it was really easy to put together, and it was easy to design our draft. So it's just a simple sleeveless design with a slight racer back detail. And I already want to make more of this, but we'll talk about that in my May plans. Continuing with the dress theme, I made this dress from fabric that I got from my trip to Malta. I showed that in a video last month. And I also made a recreation of a dress that I wore to Malta with this fabric, and I love it so much. There's just one thing that I would love to change, and that is the neckline. It's a lot higher than I wanted it to be. So I'm thinking of maybe adding some details of the neckline where I pinch it together or ruche it a little bit. That's the only modification I think I want to make. Otherwise, I'm pretty happy with it. And I'm really proud of myself with the pattern placement and how I was able to match the patterns, because this dress is a 6 panel dress. So the front is in 3 panels and the back is also in 3 panels. So trying to sew all of that together and match the pattern all around was a bit of a challenge, but I'm happy that I was able to get it done, and it looks really good. It looks good both off and on, and I'm happy and I'm proud of myself. Next up is another make from a fabric that I got from my trip to Malta, and it's in this brown velvet, kind of like embossed detail on the fabric, or embossed pattern on the fabric. I really love what I made. I have actually made this dress something similar before. That was 2 years ago, and I decided to just recreate it. And I'm really, really happy with this. It looks like nothing when I hold it up, but on, and I'm inserting a video for you to see what it looks like on. It is so good. I love the cutout detail. I love the drawstring on the bust line. I like the length. I love the slit, and I think it looks amazing on me. And I already have a variation of this design that I want to make for summer. So it seems like a lot of my April makes are inspiring my May makes. But yeah, I'm really happy with this. I put in an invisible zipper in the back. And yeah, I love putting in zippers. I know it's one of those details that a lot of sewists hate, but I enjoy putting in zippers. I don't know why. But yes, nice invisible zipper insert, if I do say so myself. And yeah, this was a really pretty make. I haven't worn this out already, but I plan to soon. And the next two dresses are my kind of date night makes. So the first one was the original one I wanted to make for date night with this fabric, also fabric that I got from Malta. So I'm actually sewing through the fabrics that I have in my stash, and I love the way it turned out, the design. However, there were a few things that I wanted to change. So at the underbust, there's a detail there. So there's a seam line on the bust that joins the bust to the rest of the skirt in the front, and I just cut that straight across. And I wanted to put in a bit more shaping and wanted to curve that line in so that it shapes around the bust really nicely. So this still looks good, and I have worn it out already. I wore it for a concert, but I did make a second version of this dress in this fabric, another embossed velvety fabric that I got from Yes Fabrics. I've shown you this fabric already last month, and if you watch that video, this fabric is a repurchase. So I had purchased this fabric, made a dress out of it, then purchased the fabric again because I loved it so much and I wanted it in my stash. But I've sewn through it already. That's to show that this fabric is just something I love. Love working with it. Love how it's it's one of those fabrics that have stretch but doesn't cling to your every bump. And I think that's the reason why I like it. And the color is also really rich and chocolatey. And yeah, so I made that adjustment to the bust line. So I have some shaping and on the bust, and so it's the exact same dress, but just with that difference of the shaping in the on the bust. And I really love the way this fits. I have worn it out already. Wore it for date night. Looked amazing with some high knee boots. I will put up a picture of what I looked like when I wore this out. And yeah, I'm really, really happy with this dress, and I'm happy to have it in my stash. So that's it for the dresses that I made in the month of April. Then the other set of things I did were trousers. I mentioned in my plans video that I wanted to make some wide leg trousers that I could wear all year round. I'm not really a big fan of jeans. It's just stressful for me, and I love corduroy and I love the weight, and I think it's quite similar to denim. So I wanted some really comfortable wide leg pants, and I made six of them. So I made the first one in a denim blue color. That was the 12. And I think I have it here. I can show you. So this was the first one that I made. And I love all the details that I put in this. There are two pockets, two side pockets, and then I put two back pockets as well. And then I made the back elasticated, and I love this. And this is something that I'm going to be putting in my trousers going forward. I have them in a couple of trousers I've made before, but I think I'm officially making it part of my trouser making to, especially for trousers that have a band, is to make sure that I make the back elasticated because it fits better, and also because you're not the same size or this yeah you're not the same size throughout the day. Sometimes you start out the day with the slimmer waist, and then by the end of the day, it's a lot thicker because you've eaten different things, you're bloated, whatever changes might happen to you. And having elasticated back is very comfortable because the outfit can stretch with you or accommodate whatever body changes happen to you throughout the day, which I love. So, and we're here for comfort. So elasticated back, the front is straight, and I put in a hook and fly front zip. Really loved this. I made a change from this in the other versions that I made, and what I did was just to make the leg line a lot slimmer. Not a lot slimmer. I made the leg line slightly slimmer. This one is quite flared out. The wide leg is flared out, and I just made them a bit straighter so it fits a bit more, and I like the look of that more. And so after this version, I went on to make five more pairs. So I made two black pairs, two burgundy pairs, and one sand light beige color. And they all have the same design detail with the elasticated back. Some of them I put in the back pocket, some of them I didn't because I'm still not sure if the back pocket looks good on me, but yeah, I made a lot of them without the back pocket, but all of them feature the side pocket. It has the fly front zip and the hook and eye, and I wanted it to have a button closure, but the fabric is quite thick for my machine, so I wasn't able to make the button hole, so I just put in a hook and eye instead. But really, really love this. I got some more corduroy because the corduroy I had was from Dressing Stuffing, but I found some more corduroy on Yes Fabrics, and I ordered a black and a burgundy from there, and I love the texture of that better, the quality of the corduroy better. So that's why I have multiple pairs of the same color. So two blacks, that's this one, two burgundies. They are slightly different in color. So if you look at this one, this has a bit more red in it, while this one is a bit more winey, more Bordeaux. But and this is the one I got from Yes Fabrics. This is from Dressing Stuffing. But I like them because even though they're slightly different colors, they would work. So I have a richer color and a more red color if I want. So I have these, and I also have the beige pair. which is I love sand. I'm not really a big neutrals girl, but one of the neutral colors I do love is sand because I think it's a really nice tone, especially on my skin tone. So I have this. And those were the wide leg pants I made. I'm really, really happy with those. I think I still need a few more colors to make my trouser collection, my corduroy trouser collection complete. I think I want a either a petrol color or a dark green color, and then maybe a purple or a dark brown. I think a dark brown would be really, really nice. So I think I'm still missing two or three more colors complete for the wide leg, and then I would love to make some bell bottom versions of the trousers, maybe one or two. I don't need six or eight, maybe one or two, bell bottom shapes. But yeah, I'm really happy with those, and the reason why I love them so much is because these are trousers I would wear all year round. They would work for summer with cuter tops. They would work for winter with more long sleeve, more winter appropriate tops, and I'm really happy with these. Another category of makes that I have for the month of April are things I made for others. So the first thing was the shirt toile that I wanted to make for my man. So that's a men's shirt. It was my first time making a man's shirt because I was drafting it from scratch. I loved how it turned out. It fits really well. It looks good, and I'm happy with the fit. And now I am motivated to make real versions or finished versions of that shirt design that I have. I'm going to talk a little bit more about that when I go to my May plans. And then the other thing I made, or the other things I made, were two dresses, one boo boo and one really long dress for my friend, and I gave them to her. They fit really well, and I'm really happy about those because even though they were loose fitting dresses, I hadn't seen them in like a year and a half, and we had to do a lot of guessing with the sizing, but I'm happy they fit. They look good on her. She loved them. I'm going to put up pictures because I don't have a video of her watching or a picture of her wearing it yet, but I took pictures when I was done just to show you what fabrics I used for those. One of them I made from a cotton fabric. It looks so much like Ankara, but it's not Ankara, but it's really, really nice texture, very beautiful. And the other one I made from viscose fabric. So they're black and white, but they're two different patterns, and I mixed them up, and I loved the way it turned out. I'm actually a very big fan of mixing patterns, and you're going to see a bit more from me about that in the summer, especially because I do have some ideas for some crazy mixes. I hope it turns out well, but I think I'm inspired to experiment, so I'm going to do that. So those were my April makes. Really happy with those. And now I'm going to talk about what the plans are for me. I had already mentioned that a lot of the things that I made in April are inspiring some of the things that I want to make in May. So we're going to first of all start with the things I want to knock off the list. So the men's shirt, I said I was going to make what I made was a toile. I want to make real versions. So I bought some stone washed linen from Stoffen. I have it in two colors here, very neutral colors. So I have the first one here in a brown. I love the texture of this. I've already washed it and ironed, so I just need to cut into it. And because the pattern is already done, it's going to be pretty straightforward. And this is the second color. It's sand as well. I told you I love sand. It's, I think, the only neutral color I really love, like true neutral color I love. So I have it in sand as well. And because the toile I made went so well, there's another shirt pattern I want to try, and that's a shirt with a placket. So not a full length button, but just a short placket. I would like to see what that looks like. I might experiment a little bit, so I might make more shirts, but the plans that I definitely have are to remake or to make finished versions of the shirts that I have already drafted, and then I might experiment after that. So these are the two fabrics that I'm going to use for the shirt. The other thing I want to do is use up leftover fabrics in my stash. So I typically buy like 3.5 or 4 meters of fabric most of the time, because especially when I don't have like a specific plan for the fabrics that I have. And sometimes after making a particular design from a fabric, I have some
fabric left over. So some pieces might be half a meter, or in some cases 1 meter of fabric left. And I have some of them in a big box in my sewing room, and I think it's time to try and bust through some of those. And then sometimes I also have unfinished projects, or maybe projects I started halfway, things went wrong and I just didn't want to see those items again. I just threw them in that box. But I do go through that box from time to time, maybe once every 3 months, to see if there are fabrics that, if there, I might see some inspirational ideas. Or sometimes when I'm making an outfit and I need fabric for like pockets or something, I usually go through that box. So while I was making the dress for my friend, I was looking for some fabric to for one of the dresses, for the straps, and also for the chest line. And I saw some fabrics in there, or some items in that box, and I'm like, it might be good to revisit this in the month of May and see what I can make of it. So the first is this viscose fabric. I actually made a dress out of this for my sister-in-law last year, and I have this left. I haven't actually measured exactly what I have left. I think the fabric runs this way. So typically I think this is about a little over half a meter of fabric, but it's in, I think, 150 length. So it is something that could make a really nice small top or a skirt or something. I know I can make something out of this, and I think it's time to actually just bust through the scrap fabric and make something. So I don't know what I'm going to make yet, but I want to use this fabric up. In a similar fashion, for the dress that I made, the date night dress that I made, I have this left over from that dress. And again, it might make a really nice top or a skirt or something. I want to use this up. I don't know what I want to make yet, but I want to use this up. Another thing I found in that box was a jumpsuit that I actually started making in 2023. I think I made a really big mistake with the bodice of this jumpsuit, and I was so discouraged that I just abandoned it and I didn't go back to it. Sorry, it's creased. I just picked it out of the box. But here now, this is almost 2 years later, and I think I can salvage this. I think initially this was supposed to be a square neck, short sleeve jumpsuit, but I think I might just make it sleeveless and see what the fit looks like. I'm going to wear it again, see what the issues were, and try to fix this, and hopefully wear it this summer, because I think it's a really nice color. And if I'm not able to salvage this as a whole, I think it works really well because there's some cobalt blue on this fabric. It works really well with this fabric. I might find something that maybe combines both of them. I don't know, but I want to fix this or salvage this so that I bust through that box of scraps and unfinished projects. Next up, I want to remake this dress that I'm wearing, maybe alter it slightly. I'm thinking that I want to do a version that has more of a scoop neck, and I have this fabric in my stash. I almost started cutting into it, but I'm like, let me show you first. So it's this fabric. I just want to make, it's also like a knit fabric as well, so it will work really well with this style, and I think it will work for the summer. I think now I'm just trying to decide if I want to make it a short dress or a long dress like this one, but either ways, this is just going to be a recreation of what I'm currently wearing. Next, I have this fabric, this peacock feather designed fabric that I think is really nice. I have two ideas for this fabric. I either want to make a really nice shirt, so like a shirt and short combination, something like a recreation of this that I had last summer. So I either make that out of this, I think it would be really nice, or I make a shift dress. And the final plan I have for now for the month of May is a recreation of that brown velvety embossed dress that I showed you earlier that I made in the month of April. I found this picture from this creator on Instagram, and I think it looks amazing. It's basically the same thing but just strapless. And I have some rib knits in my stash. I'm not really a big fan of rib knits. I don't know why. I don't think they're the best. They look the best on me in terms of the way the fabric clings to my body. But I think executed in that design, it might actually look nice. So I have two rib knits. I have this olive green rib knit that I think will look really nice in that style. And I also have a black rib knit that I want to try out. And then I see what this looks like, and it's also me just using up the fabrics that I have in my stash, especially fabrics that I know that I'm not necessarily going to be drawn to in the future. Once I have an idea or I find a style that works really well, I just want to go through it and use it. And yes, those are the plans that I have for the month of May. I think I'm going to do more than this, but for now, those are the things that are concrete that I can share with you right now. As always, at the end of the month or at the beginning of next month, I'll come to you with what I eventually made in the month of May and my plans for June. But I also have another video coming up soon, which is a huge fabric haul, so stay tuned for that. But until then, I would see you in the next video. If you love my content, please like, comment. I love to see your comments, and like I mentioned, I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.